find out that you've got a proposal that can be working environment is, but instead of addressing the issue, is addressing the person behind the question.
Yep.
How do you then move forward as this new generation with such kind of people? That's the first one. Secondly, we are talking about the changing environment where Mondelez is becoming more of technical work, where digital work environment has taken over. But we've got this problem in the South African context, where our younger generation with qualifications that are irrelevant are starting home. So how do we then look at it, changing this environment into a conducive environment for everyone?
Thank you, and those are very complicated questions. So I was rushing to say time is up so that you don't ask me those questions. But on the first one, I mean, there's really no clear-cut answer, right? It is about what you can accept as an individual. So for me, personally, and not everybody has this choice, so I'm just stating that out there. I always evaluate whether the space that I'm in is allowing me to thrive. If it's not allowing me to thrive, I move on. Because sometimes we are able to change the managers, right? But you get into, particularly the public space, the public service space, where it's really difficult to fire anyone. Especially the higher up you go, it's really difficult. We know the processes are very, very long. Similarly, in the private sector, it's still the same. But where the individual's values are clashing with how the organization runs its business, it's up to the individual really to make a decision whether you want to be in this environment that's not allowing you to thrive and work with this manager that's not open to seeing what you are bringing to the table, or you move on to where you're appreciated. Like I said, it's not everyone that has this choice. So you can make it more formal, where you can escalate it, but it all depends on the culture of where you are. In some environments you can escalate and you can get support from that person's manager, or you can use your networks also, maybe influence indirectly. If you know that your manager is friends with Cebile, maybe pitch your idea to Cebile and see how it can, so find out also, be politically astute, and I don't mean, join a political party, but understand the network in the organization where you work. If you know that this person, if I go and talk to Umama, maybe she will get through to this person because I know maybe they come from the same village or they have some connection. So those are some of the indirect influencing ways that you can use if you cannot go direct. If all fails, it's up to you to choose whether you want to be there or you want to move on. Quickly on the question of the young people with irrelevant qualifications. Now, I first want to say that everything that you go and you spend 4 years studying has some relevance. There are lessons everywhere, right? It's how we use those. Now, it's unfortunate because our system has not really been great at teaching that diversity of thinking. Because it doesn't mean that necessarily because you've got a big home, then you're going to have to be an accountant. You can come out with a BA sociology for all I care, or BA criminology, and you can come and you can be the kick-ass marketing manager at Mondelez. Now, that is the kind of thinking that needs to shift with us. And we need to be more open to taking these young people. I think the system still closes them out to a large degree. We say, bring your BSc degree. Really, unless you are going to be a doctor. There are certain things that don't need that specific qualifications. Yes, we have to focus on making sure that people have the right foundation. But at the end of the day, that qualification that you come out with is not the only defining factor of where you're going to end up. But having said that our people, our young people we need to train, we need to mentor, we need to coach a lot at that level, and that's why I'm passionate about that and I do it in my spare time. But once that is done, I also get frustrated because here's this young person who's talented, who's ready. I know that they're ready for anything. And then they get to emotions for success, and then maybe says, no, you don't have a psychology degree. I'm just using this very random example. But there are certain things that need those qualifications, and there are things that don't necessarily depend on what qualification you have done. We have to start being open-minded to say, okay, you have a degree, so obviously you must be a smart person. because you were able to pass this thing after 4 years. Let's give you this sales role. Go and sell this. Go work with the brand team. Go shadow someone in communications or in finance, and then learn new skills that university has not necessarily prepared you for.